Actually, for every nurse, irrespective of how long you've been in practice, when you find yourself in a new terrain, on a new ward, faced with a new situation, that overwhelming feeling is not far away. Welcome aboard JulieCity. As usual, I'm excited to be here and I'm so glad you are here. If this is your first time tuning on to JulieCity, you are highly welcomed. Our residence permit here, yeah, the red subscribe button, click on it. And that notification icon, the bell, yeah, that's where you get notification for all my uploads as soon as they come up. Thank you. And if you are a returning subscriber, wow, what can I say but to say thank you, and thank you again for that faith. It honestly means a lot. Probably by the time this video will be out, we'll be celebrating 100. Oh yeah, 100 subscribers. Yeah, I do not despise times of little beginnings. So thank you. And so today we are going to be looking at that overwhelming feeling. Yes, that's very overwhelming feeling for new nurses. Actually, for every nurse, irrespective of how long you've been in practice, when you find yourself in a new terrain, on a new ward, faced with a new situation, that overwhelming feeling is not far away. Are you having that feeling? Don't be shy to talk about it. Don't be afraid. Don't feel alone. It happens to everybody. It has happened to me. Yes. And I'm going to share some of my experiences. Hopefully, you'll be encouraged. So I got inspired to talk about this topic as a result of a comment that was left on my last nursing video, which is flexibility in nursing practice. And that is why I always will encourage those comments. I wouldn't have thought of this topic if someone didn't leave that comment. So I really plead with you, please don't be shy to leave your comments. They are really helpful. So let's go back to that overwhelming feeling. Personally, when I graduated in my first nursing, that was in learning disability in Ireland, I had this draw towards those who had dementia. It was the way it was taught, the lecturer that taught it, I really piqued interest. And when I went on my placement, it was huge. So by the time I was graduating, I thought, oh, I would become a dementia specialist. I would love to work with people with dementia. And guess what? I got that dream job. And I vividly still remember how terrified I was, how overwhelmed I felt. It was my dream job. I asked for it. When they advertised for that job in a nursing home, I went for it and I got it. And you know that feeling, that excitement that yes, I got it. But as the week progressed during my orientation and my shadow week, suddenly that feeling hit me. And I thought to myself, what did I just sign up for? Why did I have that feeling? Oh my God, I thought to myself, really? I have 22 residents to look after, plus their families. I have support workers to work with, cleaners, play therapists. I have to coordinate with doctors. I have to ring social workers. I have to literally talk to pharmacists. Every phone call that goes through there, the nurse is the one in charge. Really, you are in charge on that unit. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my word, what is this? And I remember that sinking feeling I got when my uniform was handed over to me with the badge. I looked at this badge and it had my name on it, Juliet Otuma. And I thought, oh no, somebody made a big mistake. Yes, it was that frightening. I thought to myself, this is my last day. And by the time I come back on Monday, I will be the nurse. What am I going to do? Honestly, I got home that weekend. I can't tell you how the weekend went. I felt like the world was collapsing on me. I thought to myself several times, Juliet, it's nothing for you. Have you just gone into the wrong career? And I promise you, when these situations happen, time will be flying. That weekend flew by. Deep down in me, I was excited to go to work, to put on that uniform. But as I got into my car and I drove closer to the nursing home, the more terrified that I became. By the time I signed in, my mouth was dry and I was thinking, what am I going to do from 8 in the morning to 8 p.m.? All these people looking unto me to make decisions. Am I sure somebody will not die on my shift? Am I not going to kill everybody? Am I not going to do the wrong thing? What am I going to say when the families ask me questions? How am I going to discuss with the GPs who will ring in? And that day, that very first day was the day when the GP came in to see the patients, review their cases. And I'm thinking, what am I supposed to do? Yes, I knew what to do when I calmed down. But then when you have that feeling, it literally causes your tummy to rumble and your brain literally freezes. You feel so alone, so isolated. But I assure you, it does get better. As time goes on, you begin to find ways of coping with it. It gets easier. You begin to master your crafts, your nursing crafts, I mean, and you begin to gain confidence or feel more confident dealing with all of these scary situations. So, subsequently, I went back to School of Nursing to do a conversion course to adult nursing. Yes, even as a student, after qualifying in nursing, I had that feeling. In fact, I kind of feel it tuned up a little bit higher now because I was used to having my own ways, knowing how to cope. But suddenly I have a mentor. I have to work with the mentor. Initially, you have to let your mentor lead. Technically, you'll be working in line with your mentor's method. So this was me, stripped down again. And every nurse has their own little quirky way of doing things. Sometimes you have mentors that you work with and they say, oh no, that's not the way to do it. So each time you hear that's not the way it's done, that's not the way it's done, that feeling begins to come up because you begin to doubt yourself, you begin to doubt your confidence, you begin to wonder, like, what have I been doing previously? I'm a nurse, for God's sake. I should know these things, but I'm told now I don't know these things. Yeah, that feeling comes back, and it did come back in my situation. But I'm here, I'm loving acute nursing. Guess what? I went in the third time to do my midwifery. Did that feeling come? Even more, plus plus. So that is why I didn't want to target a new graduate nurse. But every time you find yourself in a new situation as a nurse, life depends on you. It's huge. Nursing is a life impacting, life changing. So if you don't have that feeling, then there's something wrong. So please don't condemn yourself. Give yourself some time. It happens to everybody. Every nurse whom you look around and see them confidently going about, wondering, my mentor, how did she get it? You know, when somebody said to you, I've been graduated for 5 years, say, wow. Because at that time, you're feeling like, God, is it possible? Am I going to learn this? Yes, I can tell you, you will learn this. It will come to pass. So what are some of the tips and tricks to be able to cope with this? Give yourself time. Give yourself time. Time does sort out a lot of things. Honestly, there are things I imagine no way in the world will I be able to do this. I remember observing catheterization for the first time, and I thought to myself, it's not possible. Also, as a NECU nurse, I remember the first day I went onto the NECU ward and I had to observe NG tube insertion for a little neonate. And I'm thinking to myself, and that was the baby wriggling and wriggling, and the nurse was putting this down. And I thought to myself that it's not possible. In fact, I can tell you, I went home for 2 days. I kept dreaming of seeing this little baby fighting, fighting me while I inserted that tube. Honestly, it was terrifying. That feeling, that overwhelming feeling. You're thinking, I won't be able to do this. If I can't do this, then why am I here? Why did I change? Why did I leave my comfort zone? You ask yourself all these questions. Why did I waste time going to nursing school? How did I pass nursing school? Like, who passed me? Who gave me this certificate? How did I score this in that? You literally strip yourself apart. But please, give yourself time. It gets better. I assure you, might not feel like that now, but take it from me, it does get better. Better in the sense that you find a way to cope with things. You find your own pattern of doing things and you work around it. Those skills that look like, oh my God, how do you do it? They become an everyday thing and you just get on with it. And suddenly you find yourself teaching others. That's the way it works. So please give yourself time. Some people will say 6 months. I will say even up to 1 year. After 1 year, if you still feel like proper terrified, then Probably that word is not for you, that specialty is not for you, that type of nursing is not for you, but please give yourself some time. The other thing you need to do is to be able to talk about it. Don't be quiet, don't die in silence, please, because you won't be able to cope. You might end up giving up before time. This might actually be an area that you become a fabulous nurse for. This might be an area that the world has been waiting for you to emerge, and suddenly you give up because of these early feelings. Like I said, it will pass. All you need to do, please talk to somebody, talk about it. You are not alone. Every nurse has experienced it. My own way, I talked about it. As soon as I started feeling, talk about it to your mentor. If you're not comfortable talking about it with your mentor, talk about it with your peer group, talk about it with your family. Just talk to somebody, tell somebody your feeling. Don't die in silence. It doesn't help. It makes the feeling go worse. It makes you doubt yourself in every way. Your confidence is trashed when this feeling comes. So please talk about it. The other thing you can also do is to find your peers. That really helped me a lot. Midwifery, my last degree, while I was on and this feeling was going. Generally in life, that's the way I operate. When I begin to feel challenged about something, I find someone that is going through something, either directly the same or indirectly, and I try to draw inspiration from them, or at least have a chat with them. So find one of your colleagues. There might be others starting during your orientation or induction. There might be others that you did this, you went through the induction process with. If they are on your ward, that is a fab resource. If they are not, if you can locate them on other wards, please do contact them and speak to them. If you're a new grad, those who you graduated with, even if they're not on that ward or in that hospital, if you have their contact, you can actually call them and have a chat, meet up, have a chat about it, talk on the phone about it. That's where you'll be able to draw inspiration and encourage each other, because you will realize you are not alone. That feeling is not peculiar to you. It's not because you've done anything wrong. It's not because you are in the wrong profession. It's not because you are unable to. No. It's just that nursing can be really intense, especially when your decisions can actually be life-threatening or life-improving. Yeah, that's huge responsibility on your shoulder. So go easy on yourself. That's just nursing. And every nurse, even that one you see as expert nurse, has been through it. Every new grad or a new starter on a new unit is assigned a mentor or a preceptor who is meant to guide you. If you're already qualified and you have nursing experience, usually you have this indirect mentor, but you have someone you kind of report to and who will sign you off on some of your competencies. So that's why they are there. So if you can utilize them when you begin to have those doubts, when you begin to have those confidence crises, please speak to them. They are a good resource for you as well. Your ward manager. Yeah, you can speak to your ward manager. She has been a nurse before she became a ward manager, so she understands, and I'm sure she went through it. Honestly, it's not strange to nursing, so you can use her as a resource. The education person on the clinical area is also a good resource, so you can speak to them. There are quite a lot of people you can actually use at this period. Just don't remain silent. Just speak to somebody, draw help from them. Your family is also a good resource to speak to. Honestly, after the 12-hour shift, you come home. Whew. Because of confidentiality, you don't have to tell the name or the person, the hospital number. No, just a general overview of what happened and how you are feeling. I remember a particular day, I was so overwhelmed. I went to the toilet and I rang my husband and I said, honey, I've never felt like this in all my life. I'm telling you, it's most recently. I felt so stupid, embarrassed, but I needed to get off the ward immediately and I needed to speak to my husband. All he said, just hang on. You've faced a whole lot of challenges, so this is not new. Just get on with it for today. If you think you can't cope, tell them and come home. Mere sharing it with somebody, I felt better. So this is me, not as a newly qualified, no, but I was faced with a different situation and I just thought, this is just huge. You feel that This world is closing on me. Why do I feel this? I feel stupid. I should know. I should. I'm a nurse. I should know. But no, certain situations stare you in the face. You can't know everything. There's nobody on earth who knows everything. Yes, so that's why we have each other. And that is one thing I love nursing for. It's a team effort. That's a video for another day. So please speak to somebody. Don't sit quiet. Don't give up on all your hard work. You have what it takes to be an excellent nurse. Just source help. Ask, you will receive. Reflection is another way to cope with that overwhelming feeling. If you made the mistake that led to you having this feeling, that's fine. I don't know any nurse who has never made a mistake. Our prayers is that it shouldn't be deadly. But even when it is something that has come to a deadly situation, it still doesn't mean you're a bad nurse. Personally, I feel that, like medication error, I feel that it's not because somebody is a bad nurse that they made medication error, but there's a whole things that play around the error, the mistakes. So whether it's medication error, writing error, or consultation or assessment error, it's not new. There's nothing new under the sun. It does happen. Everyone has had one mistake or the other. So a good way to be able to learn from it is reflective practice. Yes, we all have been taught reflective practice in school. By the time you go through this reflective cycle, you'll be able to realize your area of error and learn from it. You feel a bit of relief that you found it. So next time when you're faced with that situation, you know how to handle it. Taking a break. Yes, a short break in the face of that feeling, especially while you're right there on duty, does help. Actually, going off for a cup of tea can help you clear your head and think of a better perspective or think of a solution in that situation. Now, if you require to take some time off, don't be shy to ask. Approach your mentor, approach your ward manager, ask for some time off. That will help you sit back, do your reflection, think through it, and come to a place of acceptance. Another point is the fact that nursing can be larger than life. Yeah, it literally takes over. So it's important to find time to do those things that you love to do apart from nursing. So when you begin to feel overwhelmed, if you're the one that likes to go to the gym previously, yeah, go to the gym. If you spend time with your family, if that's something that you like to do, go on a picnic. Just do something that you ordinarily love to do, because when you start a new job, it kind of wants to take over everything, you because you want to be the best. So you're there studying to improve yourself, to be the best in your job, and before you know it, those things that you like to do are in the back burner. And so when you begin to have this overwhelming feeling, I think it might be a time to just step back and do something else. Personally, I love to spend time with my family, my husband and children, and as soon as I begin to have that feeling, it's there, but I just kind of find time. Do we go out together, do something? We love to watch sights and sounds, drive around. Yeah, we just go on a drive, go to places we've talked about. It doesn't have to cost you mega money, just away from that whole situation, something that will take your mind off it and kind of give you another source of inspiration, or like a fresh, that will throw a fresh light on you, and whatever it's that you used to love to do that you've not done in a while, apparently because of the new job. It will be a good idea to take a step back and engage in those things. Hopefully by the time you come back, you get a different perspective and you will be able to rediscover yourself. Like I said, don't feel you are the worst nurse. Don't feel crap about yourself. Don't talk down on yourself. You need some confidence boosting at this point in time, not talking down on yourself. Please think about all the areas you've done well. I'm sure someone has commended you. You know, the commendation we get from our patients, commendations from our colleagues, commendations from our family members, our managers, they are actually meant for a time like this. So if you have your revalidation folder, people send you cards, and all of that. Just go back, open them, and go through some of those thank you cards, go through some of those commendations. Remember when somebody says something positive to you at work, use it as a way to reconnect to who you truly are, not that person that this overwhelming feeling has crippled. So I hope some of these points I've raised will help you cope with that overwhelming feeling. Like I said, it will get easier. It will get better. I assure you, as time goes and you continue in this which you have been trained. Remember, you spent years in university learning how to be a nurse. They passed you because you wrote something good. So all you need to do now is to lift your head high. Take advantage of those support that is available to you on the unit, in the trust, in the school. If you're here in the UK, we have the nursing union. Yes, you can contact them. Yes, they have opportunity for support such as this, because like I said, it is not new under the sun. Having that feeling, everyone has experienced it, because nursing is life and it deals with people's life. So if you have never experienced that overwhelming feeling at all, then something is wrong. It means you are not doing something right. Or if you feel so confident from the first day that you graduated as a nurse, something is wrong. Watch it before you make a deadly mistake. So thank you very much for listening. I hope I've been able to make a difference in your situation. Will it happen again? Yes, your situations will come. You've got what it takes. Just hang in there. It does get better. So until next time, thank you very much for listening. Don't forget that red subscribe button. If you've still not clicked it, please click it. My thumbs up, please. Thank you. Your comments, highly appreciated. Thank you very much. Until next time is bye-bye.